hold the front of your mat for a little more padding on your knees, do that. Separate your knees the width of your hips. If you need to curl your toes under to raise your heels, by all means do that. Okay, it'll give you about 6 inches. Now start with your hands on your hips so your butt is off your heels. And see if you can press down through the tops of your feet if your toes are, pointing. So you want more weight on the little toe side of the feet. It's just like the back leg in the lunges. So now, roll your shoulders back. Take a deep inhalation, lift your chest, and exhale, lean back. Take your hands to your heels. Take your one at a time is fine. Hold on. You don't have to do anything fancy with your arms. Just take your hands back. If you're comfortable letting your head go, it's fine. If you're not, don't. But keep your eyes open. And same thing, pubic bone forward towards me. Pubic bone forward, sternum lifting. Yes, good. Now listen carefully. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale, come up. Stay upright. So don't retreat. Don't sit back. You did all that work to open the front of the groin. Stay there. Okay, let's do it one more time. Again, when the hands are on the hips, the thumbs are at the bottom of the sacrum. It's an inverted triangle. So you want the bottom of the sacrum moving forward because that pushes the pubic bone forward. Does that make sense? Okay, let's try it. So hands on the hips. Roll your shoulders back. Take a deep inhalation and exhale. Take your hands to your heels. If you're having a hard time finding your heels, curl your toes under. They get about 6 inches higher. It's pretty cool. Yep. Now the arms are straight. If you feel any stress in your elbows, micro bend them and bring your pelvis forward any amount. Lift your chest up. So again, from the kidneys, use the back body to lift and support the front body. That is awesome. Good. Take your hands to your hips. Head last. Inhale, come up. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Good. Lay down on your back. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Bridge. Pose. Supported bridge. So, feet flat on the floor. Separate them the width of your hips. And get your heels as close to your bottom as is comfortable. Okay, your head and shoulders are going to stay on the floor, and you never turn your head in this position. So the back of the head stays down. If you turn your head, you're putting your neck at risk. And don't do that on the first day of a 4-day yoga intensive. That would be a drag. So, listen carefully. Start with your hands on your thighs, please. Exhale all your air. Good. Now as you inhale, I want you to lift your bottom off the mat, press your thighs towards your knees, and as soon as your bottom is high enough, and if you have to come on your tippy toes, that's fine, interlace your fingers, rock from side to side to walk your shoulders under. Good. Then everybody come way up on your tippy toes. Anyway, everybody. Yeah, humor me. Yes, good. Now, I want you to bend your elbows, release your hands, and put your hands under your hips. So the heel of your hands are on the rim of the pelvis, and your fingers are pointing out. And I always say that if your fingers were long enough, they would meet at your belly button, which is kind of weird. Yeah. But it's like those freaky guys in the Guinness Book of World Records with those gross fingernails. You know? It's kind of a weird image. But anyway, that's the way they point, not forward, down, but to the sides. Now, if you can descend your heels, go right ahead. And if you can't, stay on your tippy toes. So if you put your heels down, lift all 10 of your toes up. Yes. Come on, press your pelvis up. See if you can take the weight off your wrists. And the elbows ideally are in line with the shoulders. If they're wider than the shoulders, it puts pressure on the wrists. So do your best. Now everybody, inhale. Come way up on the tippy toes again. Release your hands and exhale. Slowly lower your pelvis to the floor. Good. And if you feel like you want to shake out your legs before the next one, which will be the last one, you could do that. If you're fine, just stay with your knees bent. Okay, good. So now, bend your knees again. Let's do one more, please. Feet are going to be hips width apart. Same thing. Get them close to your buttocks, as close as you can. Start with your hands on your thighs. Exhale all your air till you're empty. And on an inhale, because it's expansive, lift your pelvis up, press your thighs towards your knees, and again, interlace your fingers, walk your shoulders under. So this is a variation of shoulder stand. So the shoulders are where the weight needs to be, not on your neck, on the shoulders. Now, I want everybody, again, to bend the elbows, release the hands, and get them under your hips. And if you need to be on your tippy toes, that's fine. And if you can't get your pelvis that high, you can always put a block under your sacrum. Okay, but it looks like everybody's here. Good. Now listen carefully. Please don't turn your head. Descend your heels, everybody. So if your feet are too close to you, walk away. Yeah, walk towards me. Now listen carefully. Your left foot is going to be heavy. I want you to lift your right foot off the floor and bend your knee. Bend it. It's the opposite of straight. Bend your knee. Yeah, it's bent. Now point your toe and keep your knee bent. Yeah. Can you bring your heel closer to your butt? Yes, that's bent. Now take your knee towards your shoulder. Yeah, your shoulder. Now don't move your knee an inch, but straighten your leg as much as you can. Yeah, point your toe and reach for that proverbial wall behind you. Come on, straighten your knee. Look at it. Why is it bent? Straighten it at the knee. Yeah, why? It's a simple question. Now bend your right knee. Put your right foot on the floor, please. Reset your hands if you need to. Now ground your right foot. Lift your left. Bend the knee and point the toe and stay there. Remember, bent is bent and straight is straight. I'm asking you to bend your left leg. There you go, heel towards the butt. And now can you point your toes so you get this nice stretch from your knee to your toes? Oh, you guys you're full on, aren't you? Okay, take your knee closer to your shoulder. Now, don't move your knee an inch, but straighten your leg as much as you can. Yes, point the toe and reach your leg back. Press your right foot more firmly than you ever have. Beautiful. Bend your left leg. Place your foot flat on the floor. Both feet are flat. Lift all 10 toes up. Good. Now lift front of both feet off the floor so you're just on the heels. Yes. Keep your thighs parallel to each other. Push the pubic bone up. Then come back on your tippy toes. Release your hands and come down. Oh, very nice. Good. Now, I want you to take your feet off the floor. Wrap your arms